Bland, bland.
Might as stay under that water, my boy.
You got reinforcements inbound.
I'm up here done.
Oh my god, not fucking.
Since they would then be introduced to all
And we don't see his
Members
ass.
are in the safe zone.
At least then the game.
That's what we're talking about, my boy.
Yeah, sniper ammo.
That's nothing compared to day 2.
Right.
Sunrise, as of course you just
What the fuck?
away from the tower.
Where did he come from? I'm out of ammo. That's no way.
This is extra silly considering that the player will likely have 2 or 3 early side quests available to them, and 2 of them are clearly meant to sound like they take priority. While the player is busy murdering the fake aliens of viewers and grabbing it, the sun will remain in its current position the whole time. Even though you don't have the darkness play on the night yet, you can check your penis to get that rising.
Oh shit. Pulled all type of shit. But I'm still alive.
Where?
Oh my god, not again.
You need to cover? You're right here.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
The whole squad, bro.
Down to you, soldier.
It's just a shame that the designers didn't see
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done.
turning the entire day
Good
into
kill.
sunset vision.
Marking the rest of that squad on your
Even though I
attack
wasn't
map.
itching,
Go get hunting.
the more into it, the more I thought about it. The game is punishing enough as it is, so allowing new players to grab chocolates and a movie for Ghazi in the never-ending daytime without worry isn't the end of the world. The dedicated features are a different story, but we're not there quite yet. Moving past all of that, besides the
All
quests
this time, bro. What the
that
fuck?
I haven't even talked about yet. Leave this is a long video. Besides the quests, there are quite a few things.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Items that are eerily similar to those. There's a few escort missions, quarantine zones, random parkour or combat challenges, and of course, the airdrops.
Gas is inbound.
The airdrops are the one thing I have been the most excited to talk about. I know, over an hour in, and we're only now just getting to it. For anyone who hasn't played the game, I'll do a brief rundown.
Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe
Survivors
zone.
and zombies alike are trapped in the city. To keep as many survivors alive, a humanitarian agency has been flying planes overhead.
Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices.
In these airdrops are things like medical supplies, flares, and disaster relief on-site packages. Besides a few that are tied to certain missions, all of the airdrops happen at random times of the day. Because of the
Oh my god, he won tap.
quickly early on, players are highly encouraged to go after them. What makes these events more interesting is the fact that Rise's men, the enemy faction of the city, also work fairly.
You gotta come
If you
get
get
this
there
kill,
quick enough,
bitch
you'll have
ass.
two crates all to yourself.
I'm not done
If you get
yet.
there too slow, Rise's men will be there protecting it, and if you don't even try or it somehow takes
Movement
even
in this
longer,
area.
the game will declare the airdrop and install it. Given that there's always a time limit and a contextualized in-game reason on why they're coveted, these airdrops may cause players to stop everything they're doing from doing things you're if you're using
Resurgence been
it,
deactivated.
since
This
the
is
first
the end
one
game.
The relief packages are, in a way, the greatest thing in the game. It's
Supply
interesting
crates are
because on the
restocked.
surface,
Advise
it
you
kind of
load up
resembles
now.
Radiant's Quest, since it's a repeatable objective that's performed in many locations. It's also,
We've
in
got
many
10
ways,
squads
a
active in the
benchmark,
field.
which is another thing
You're back on station.
This
Go
is an
get after
example of when the surrounding context. Yes, it is repeatable. So, taking into consideration that there's a zombie outbreak in dangerous civilians in the quarantine area, yeah, it makes perfect sense to be repeatable.
Enemy soldier incoming.
I'm on a ledge right here, Jack. I'm getting
5 and left.
Yeah. Come here, my boy.
Find medicals.
And that Kyle Crane is among the only living runners the tower has at its disposal. It also
Gas
makes
is closing
sense
in.
that you're the one who always needs to retrieve them. This is actually the reason why a lot of the real Fetch Quest in-game offers don't bother me as well. The city is overrun by zombies, so naturally an unskilled rando
Move to the
would
safe
be safe
zone.
out here. Because Kyle is contextually significant and is one of the only able-bodied people who can park
Jump down,
he
sir.
can, yes, of course I'll be the one to grab right out
Damn,
of
my
the kids.
bad, Fuck.
Because the
I'm gonna
parkour
fight
mechanics
back.
are so solid,
Shit,
he
I'm
seems to
sweet.
find
I thought he was gonna jump down. That's why he's in there.
Oh, somebody else over there.
the game.
My bad, man.
No, it's a team down there too. You in the storm.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, my God.
You done broke your legs and shit.
First of all, it doesn't make any sense why only one crate is available to you if Rise's men beat you to it. You can kill them fairly easily after a while, but even still, one of the crates will always be open.
It's down to 10. Win
You
this
can't
thing.
loot the dead bodies for the missing supplies, and there's no way they had the time to take it back to their hideout yet. You can even see where they're moving cans out of the crate. I understand punishing the player if they were too late, but I feel like the extra enemies
Five
when they
squads
bring
still operational in the AO.
You also never see Rise's men running towards the crates, they just spawn there after a while. This may seem like an nitpick,
Gas is moving.
I completely understand how difficult it would
See what
have
that
been
loot
to program
is.
Rise's men to control the city, then send the nearest troops to the I'm not specifically complaining about it, but if somehow they can get what I just described to actually function in Far 2, about the relief packages being important and contextually significant, the game doesn't recognize their efforts in any way, shape, or form beyond experience points. Nothing about the survivor's dialogue hints that they've even noticed you've been hauling hundreds of pounds of...
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by. Enemies dropping into the AO.
You fool RN.
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Or just randos.
Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster. Mark a drop point for your squad.
back right
and
in
lead 'em
zone.
in.
But at the very least, I would expect the dialogue for Strain to be
Let's get it, man. Where we at? Beach Club?
Is that shit I wanna go?
Oh yeah. These the guys, Sam. No randos this time.
Reach for the sky, you fuckers.
Hold this. Hold that, my boy. Lay down.
Located the rest of them.
Gotta watch your back, bitch ass nigga.
Can't hide from me. You trying to hide from me? Bitch.
I got you, gang.
Bitch slapped them. That's crazy.
With a hopping.
Yo, I love that finisher.
I got you.
Shot
I got you, gang. Oh, who's shooting? Who's shooting? Who's shooting over here? Who the fuck shooting over here? Come here. Who the fuck? Who the fuck? Lay down. Fuck shooting over here.
Oh, y'all are ass. God.
I hear some more footsteps.
What are you looking at, bro? Are you looking at the wall? Like, what's going on, bro? You okay?
He's sleep. Sleepy
I
time.
ain't gonna lie, bro. These niggas are ass, dog.
Some jits in that bitch.
Yeah, you just sit there and think about what you did. Like, shoot at me. Bitch, smack your ass too.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Which is important when characters bring it up, but not important enough to avoid helping a director film his actions, I guess. What they
Oh, yeah.
should have
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Blender. Blender. His man's is missing. Oh my god.
Blended.
Oh my god. You missing, my boy. Horribly. That's good though. Good.
The fact that certain objectives, like helping Petit and Olga, or getting
I got that boy.
Oh, yeah.
You up that his ass.
the tower or rescuing Raheem is at best incredibly incongruent.
You're losing ground. Move
Assures
it.
the player that their involvement actually doesn't matter. A real person in a real
Lock the
world,
fuck in.
see how important the airdrops are, along with doing whatever it takes to get more antis in. They probably tell Olga and their team to
Watch
fuck
that whole
off.
ass nigga up there.
If developers aren't ever going to try what Dead Rising did, maybe Breath of the Wild can inspire them
Your
to think
squad
about
made it to the
something
safe
a
zone.
What are you doing, dumbass?
Watch that.
Oh, now I was gonna show you my finisher, bro.
Goofy mob. Lay the fuck down, boy. Give me this fucking ammo box too, Goofy mob.
Do that, man.
Sir Goofy. Somebody trying to snipe or something?
All of the negative aspects about the airdrops still being what they are, the gameplay involved was so addicting that the moment they came back in the DLC the following, I got hooked immediately once more. In Old Town,
Somebody over there. There's some guys over there. I don't know if they looking over there, if they got snipers or not, but watch them niggas. They were like, they on something.
to find these crates
Yeah, they
all
do.
Lodi.
very satisfying as spontaneously
Shit, we
running
could have
towards
bought our own Lodi for real.
As I said on the outset of this video,
So
this
what?
is a small way in which the latter half of the game wasn't as strong. Even though I related
Bag
the
game.
random events that show up with the blue symbol are a much better fit for that phrasing. These are generic in every sense of
Fucking
the
the
word.
purple bye.
Oh shit.
I definitely got some
I have no
over there
idea.
with y'all. Get your ass off the ground, boy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get stood over.
Knock one.
Oh, my shit tweaking.
Good shit, my boy.
Tweaking.
Fuck on with y'all.
And the other, they're being attacked
And it's
by
crazy. You kill one, I kill one, and third kill one.
Uh-huh.
Putting them boys in blenders.
survivors in this game.
You got a loadout over there.
I seen his ass at the last second. I was like, oh, you got one on your ass.
Silos nearby.
Finger pushing back.
They run away.
That was a team wipe.
Oh, no, you're right, you're right.
It was? I didn't even see that.
Once you get to Old Town,
Oh, yeah, that was a cool one.
Come on for a loadout.
I heard it been got him.
Oh shit, behind me.
There's just no reason why people trying their best to survive would start up with these guys. I tend to avoid them when I can, and
Look at my ass up.
I don't even bother helping these idiots out anymore. They make their own bed. You also might encounter survivors that just sit around and wait for a therapist to walk by so they can dump all their problems on them. It is nice to hear some backstory about some people, but because these generic NPCs aren't real people, it's hard to give a shit. This kind of demonstrates how a little window dressing could make all the difference. If these were real characters that had even a small quest attached to them, I might have stuck around to listen. Instead, they burned out. Given my love for the first two Dead Rising games and the Escort with Survivors, I was very interested in seeing how the Protect missions would play out.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Them. Even after finishing the game, a bunch randomly got added on.
Gas
These
is
are some
closing
in. In my opinion, for some reason, how to fix these missions. I'd like to recommend they outright remove them instead. If you fail at other tasks, like dying when in a quarantine zone or not reaching your target time, resetting the area and enemies makes enough sense, I suppose. I have to suspend my disbelief hard
Get
already.
to the
when it
safe
comes
zone.
to endlessly respawning zombies, so it happening once more isn't that big of a deal. For these missions, however, the failure state is the survivor dying. For the random Radiant survivor rescues, the game can easily let that survivor die because it will spawn a dozen more anyway. They're generic, they're meant to be forgettable. These Protect mission survivors, however, have names, they have unique voice lines. That being the case, if you try and fail one of these, the last thing that should happen is them reappearing in the exact same location and triggering the exact same dialogue. Is this werewolf guy kind of interesting? Sure. But he made his fucking choice the first time when he ran into a horde of zombies. Him getting another chance to pile of him to have the same conversation was irritating at best and utterly baffling at worst. The tasks they'll take you on are generally filled with side stops, which is fine, but I noticed a trend in all. Near the end of the mission, they always go out of their way to attack a gigantic zombie, usually a goon. My guy, come with me. Walk around him. What are you doing?
The enemy resecured their network. It's over.
But I was pleasantly surprised at how much fun I had with them. Obviously, most people don't feel the same way, considering barely any of the Steam player base has finished them all. However, I can see that
I'm gonna be back there somewhere.
Buy
you
station
don't have
prices
any
are
idea if
adjusted.
you finished one or not. They all have the same icon when you want to find a new one. I doubt players bothered with hunting for the unfinished parkour challenges. The fast traveling
Yeah, on the
system
roof
in
out there.
general is extremely odd, to the point where I'm honestly confused as to what the developers were thinking. As far as I can tell, you have to go back to the central hub tower in each region and click on the
Bitch ass nigga over there. I don't know where he landing at. He going over there though.
something players wouldn't even know exists in the first place, and getting back to the central hub tower could take a long enough time to be a genuine hassle. This wouldn't be a problem if you couldn't just pick a random quest in each region, quit the game, load back up, and spawn there instead.
Get ready.
Oh, look at this nigga. He had the gas station. I'm hitting him with these bitches. He's sick right now. Go put some plates on. It's another bitch ass nigga down there.
Lucky I don't got my sniper glass, bitch.
They're all fine, but one thing that probably guaranteed that most players didn't finish all of them.
Gotta push. Hey, watch out for those bombs right here.
Safe zone is
I
far
just hit a nigga with that stun. He's sick.
Pronto.
They have something.
Oh, I see something. Oh, where the fuck I just got hit from?
Snipe, you just got sniped
No way.
that. Down. That's my kill, bitch. Where? Oh shit. Fuck. Damn it.
Skip it. This is why we never did anything
I'm
done.
gonna die if I get you, game. My bad. He deep in that bitch. Oh shit! This nigga's in the water and all type of shit. Oh!
each area being unique.
Y'all boys don't come for me,
Guys,
man.
close. No more second chances.
Come hither! Come here, my boy! Lay the fuck down, man. Oh no! Come pick your mans up over here. Come pick your dead ass homie up.
The objective here does say to clear out the nest, implying it is more likely to get there earlier. There's a lot more room for cautious exploration. You are going to be testing your combat skills and more engaging with the unique area the same way you would in any other part of the
Bro, not again, bro.
initially electrified was memorable, and the goal of obtaining all the relief packages was more engaging than simply clearing out zombies. There's also a few tunnel quarantine zones, all of which being great, but one really stood out. You'll need to drop train cars onto the sewer entrances, otherwise virals will continuously spawn. It's funny how differently this one can go, depending on if you've read the instructions or not.
Gas is moving.
Left and right, getting frustrated that the virals kept spawning, and the next time I blocked the sewers immediately and cleared out the remaining zombies no problem. A few of these quarantine zones were DLC apparently, and as a player who only got a chance to experience the game 6 years after release, the implementation was natural, but I wouldn't have
Come on, man, that's
we
bullshit.
finally got into the side quests of the game. Arc View
Valiant.
This is
Keep
the
your head up.
perfect way to
Return to base for debrief.
As a preface,
Who
I
party
absolutely
leader? Me?
going through all
I ain't party leader.
I'd have thoughts on it some way.
No, I am. I was watching the replay.
Evident when looking at the majority of missions in the game is that Techland seems lost when it comes to providing a satisfying conclusion. So often the finale would be as uneventful as bringing the quartermaster a relief package.
She wanna squid tonight. That boy look good tonight. I'm riding with the Sid tonight. See, man. It's gonna get left. This bitch gonna get right. They trying to make baby. I'm running on safety. Slay me. Trying to make me. I'm right at AK. You ain't even really hating me. I ain't gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Take it. Take it.
Enemy soldier incoming. Use this time for some target practice. Real thing's coming soon. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, green light. We are deploying to the war zone.
Let's fucking get it, man. You gotta get that dub on this one, man.
It's got blue screen, bro.
You got what?
Blue screen.
Blue screen? Alright, well, we dropping Beach Club.
Fucking Wi-Fi struggling, bro.
Hey, Remy.
Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates.
Your shit still ain't pop up.
Bring them back faster. You're down one squad mate. We'll get you redeployed faster. Your squad mate left the AO. We'll reduce your redeployment time.
Remy, you gonna quit this bitch or what you wanna?
My stream and all that. I don't even feel like playing.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Damn, it stopped your stream and everything, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, guy.
Like ass shit.
That be that bullshit. I know a nigga ain't laying over here.
Just about to hop on Rush, see if my shit good.
Squad is down. Stay alive to bring them back.
Turn that fan down. I've been blowing every damn thing over this bitch. I'm trying to tell you, you good. I can't hear Remy or nothing. I don't know if he quit. I don't know what's going on. Caught lacking.
Good kill.
Caught lacking.
Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map. Get hunting.
Yo, Remy, there's 2 people on this bitch.
Oh, shit, I'm free. Caught lacking. Caught lacking. Oh, pick your mans up.
Gas is inbound. Get back up there. Yep.
Bro, let me quit this shit. I don't know what's going on, guy.
No, that shit tripping. That same shit happened to me.
What the fuck?
That's why I hopped on Rush. There's 2 people in this hall. I'm about to see who it is.
Damn, Call of Duty?
You said what?
I said, damn, Call of Duty. I went upstairs to get my food, thinking I'm gonna come back and hop into a game.
Ah, yeah, bro, that shit made
He
me
got
mad, bro. Ended
kicked,
my
yeah.
stream and everything.
And then I don't know if you got kicked too or if you just died.
And
I think
I
it
got
had to
boosted.
kick you, yeah, cause I ain't see you
Little
come
stream
back or
boosted.
nothing. You didn't say you was redeployment, nothing.
That shit.
What y'all boy about to hop on Rush?
I'm about to play some of my with you and shit. I'm just hopping up.
Well, you gonna get rushed,
You said when I'm gonna get it?
yeah.
I'll probably get that bitch soon. I gotta see it. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Y'all already done leveled up all type of shit, gang. I'm coming that bit newbie. Sick.
Nah, we can just give you admin.
Yeah, we on the server.
Yeah, we on the server.
Oh, that's good money then.
Oh shit, Frost on this bitch, who else? Rusty.
He's probably rusty. I knew it.
It is the perfect example of what the graphical is inexplicably unusable. I do like that you need to get across the gap by climbing up and sliding down the zip
I ain't gonna
line.
lie, this fit I don't go hard, but I'm just gonna screenshot of this whole.
Should be able to close the distance. So much of the game points to the idea that the grappling hook was added during very late stages of development, and the answer to it being so overpowered was simply not allowing the player to use it. The end of the toolkit, the team quest line, is pretty entertaining. After
Run a quick duo. think my boy Selma, I should told his ass to hop in that bitch.
Enemies dropping into the AO. Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
Too close.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment.
Green to go. Shit, we at the mall with it, gang.
Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight.
Oh.
Alright, soldier, mark a drop point for your squad and go get after it. XP multiplier drop inbound. Location's marked.
That's bet. I think my shit's straight now. My head, I don't know if it's my headphones or I think it's my USB thing. That shit tweaking. But my shit wireless. This shit is tweaking.
Once you hop down, you'll see that he's filled with...
What's going on with that bitch? That bitch fucking up or something?
Yeah, that shit just keep disconnecting on some weird ass shit. But it's probably because I'm using one of them little adapter shit. It probably short circuiting and some stupid shit. Probably got too much shit plugged up to this bitch.
I was then told to go to power on, which I did, but I was still on edge, expecting that pass guy to be a hostage or something, only for the real threat to emerge. Nope, that's it. I remember thinking how underground and how...
No, in this room right here.
It kind of encapsulates the entire Dying Light experience.
Oh, I see him. Blender, get white. This man finna try to get the fuck on. He running in circles, goofy as hell. Oh my god. That's why he running in circles.
Come on, bro. Let's bullshit.
Fuck! Oh shit. I know I should have played it up. I still try to chase that nigga. He running around crazy.
It's a hostage that you can't...
You shot his ass, then I shot his ass. How the fuck can you die?
I don't know how that nigga ain't. He was supposed to be out of here.
If this were a quest line in a Fallout game, I'd imagine there would be someone to return
I'm gonna hit this gas real quick while this load up.
Hey, where's your body at, Remy?
I don't know.
Because this was just a one-off event that had nothing to do with anything else, it felt a lot more isolated from other parts of the world. This isn't strictly a bad thing, but it also means that a lot more of the heavy lifting needs to come from the environment itself, the backstory, or the character interactions in that area. They need to make sure that this self-contained section of the game is worthwhile on its own. It was initially, but once the ending played out the way it did, it's as if it never happened. One less side quest on the pause screen, and some more experience for the player. There are a few other missions in the game that are interesting and potentially worth talking about. I just don't have much to say on them. Helping the former mayor of Haran, the one you've seen pictures of around the city, was at the very least interesting, and him offering you a way to escape the city got me motivated to pursue a boring fetch quest. He ends up not bringing you along, as the pilots got wind that Crane was a GRE operative, but still, not bad. There are a few side quests that have you helping some ordinary people who were at one point working for Rise, and of course, Rise is the ultimate evil, vindictive psychopath, so he sends people to murder them at the end.
Check your weapons, check your gear, we're home for deployment.
Like as Crane is talking to them, he's able to protect the doofuses. Finding and turning 3 valves around the slums to get the gas line working again was kind of fun, and it led to a pretty funny moment where the almighty Doomsday Wall ends up just being a concrete slab with flames here and there. It also explodes, killing the survivor inside.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
In Old Town, there's a similarly enjoyable quest where we can find and turn other areas. This has a genuine last impact as well.
Oh, behind me.
This was included. However, it comes so late in the game, it ends up being worthless. Best kits or other healing threats you found are probably already stacked in your inventory. There's a visually interesting fetch quest where you'll work for meteorites using generators
I'm trying to do my finisher. You hitting me there.
Those are all the side quests I wanted to discuss. Now all that's left in the main game is the story and everything that comes with it. However, before that, we're going to take a quick discount to discuss the non-following PS3. Bozak Horde, The Prison, and Hellraid. Bozak
You want to drop that again?
You see what's on the real quick.
They're like on the right side of this bitch.
You can strip of everything in your inventory, and you'll need to complete simple tasks with a given time limit, such as killing all the virals, finding and dismissing the bombs.
Let's go to the
Resurgence. Surviving the team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster. Your team leader. Set a drop point for your squad.
City Hall.
City Hall, what do you think happened?
My main complaint about Bozak Horde is the same complaint I have with certain story sections.
Huh.
If you happen to leave this mission as your traffic objective, when you load the game up again, you'll end up here, meaning you'll have to switch outfits if you don't want fucking scrubs on, and you'll need to dig into your stash and take out everything you had equipped every time this happens. Dumb. The prison is something completely different.
What a
Instead of
fucking
stripping up
weapon
your
and shit.
inventory, it's advised to gear up as best as you can,
Setting
as this
Claymore!
combat is incredibly imposing. What the prison DLC provides, and what I wanted from it, were very different. I thought it was going to be another area to explore, one that would be similar to the quarantine zones. Instead, it's essentially a speedrun.
Secure the supply boxes. Locations are marked on your attack map.
Will allow you more time to collect the rewards. Without knowing this beforehand, the timer at first may look out of place, but you'll likely continue exploring like normal. You might think how odd it is to see so many rooms be devoid of supplies. Once you finish, you might be extremely confused to see a new timer at the top of the screen. Instead of explaining my initial reaction, I'll let my previous self react to it in real time. Take it away, past Gorgax. I highly doubt they're gonna make someone remake. Oh, I don't have that much time. What the fuck?
Using drill charge.
I feel like there's probably like an optimal, like, okay, if you want this, it's over here. If you want this, it's over here. If you want this, it's over here. That kind of thing. Gotta get those batteries, man. That's why I can't, screw this. I didn't come to the armory for batteries. I didn't come up for household supplies either. What's all this ammo? Ammo? I feel like all this is a distraction. The fire call. God. Here's the good stuff. Are you kidding me? Lockpicking? With this time limit? That's insane. What the fuck? That's ridiculous, my guy. Oh my god, this is insane. This is insane that they're doing this. I can't believe they're doing this. Especially with all the animations that he has to go through to open it up. Are you kidding me? I was clearly on the saltier side when I initially got to the armory, but I did say a few things worth considering. The animations taking as long as they do for the sake of immersion coincidentally or not, added a lot more pressure.
You're losing ground. Move it.
I think I was correct on the distraction point as well. It seems like it's a gotcha. We'll go through the normal routine
your bloody fire!
you see, only for that to drastically reduce the time left to collect the good rewards. I've heard that it's smart to grab some of the ammo and such if you wanted to farm this game mode though, as you wouldn't have to go back to the slot. The amount of time you receive in the armory to collect supplies is tied to difficulty as well. I haven't tried it, but if you manage to get under a certain time
All
window,
squad members are in the safe zone.
You'll get 3 minutes to collect rewards. The weapons when getting the new reward turn to gold tier as well, which I of course haven't done. On the outset, it does flat out say that this is
Supply box secured. 2 to go.
And after having watched a few of the quickest speedruns I could find, I can definitely see the appeal. Even though my initial reaction to seeing the armory clock tick down was negative, over time I've come to see the whole thing as a net positive. There are already plenty of areas to explore methodically at your own pace, and the entirety of the following expansion is enough to satisfy anyone who wants to
Supply box is secured. 1 remaining.
I think is a good thing. If you don't like it, I'm fairly certain this was free, so...
Friendly loadout drops on the
The
way.
Hellraid DLC, however, is not free. I personally had to spend $10 on it. I had purchased however long ago. Since I'm kind of on that topic, the many different versions of the game and the many DLC packs around it are way too confusing. Dying Light Platinum Edition, Dying Light The Following, and Dying Light The Following Enhanced Edition all I'm assuming I had the Dying Light The Following Enhanced Edition, as it did come with The Following and Bozak Horde, but not Hellraid. The Season Pass also doesn't include Hellraid bafflingly, which likely played a part in the mountain of negative reviews received. Anyway, if all of this is except for Dying Light 2,
Confirmed, and we located the rest of them. You're the last one standing, soldier. Survive until your squad can redeploy.
the hardcore movement system is my favorite part of the game. People would probably say the melee combat isn't as enjoyable as the shooter gameplay on offer. I did enjoy the game mode that has right up my alley. The thing felt more similar to an Elder Scrolls game, except without the heavy long-term RPG mechanics and better gameplay. Every enemy in the game has been reskinned to fit the medieval underworld setting, so seeing how many cars
Go get your revenge.
is pretty entertaining. I can easily see myself booting this back up at some point in the future, since it may hold me over until we inevitably get a remaster of Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Oblivion is better than Skyrim after all, so I would welcome it with open arms.
This week only at Domino's, the unlimited mini-price pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size.
Refill on this armor box.
Any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas. This week only at Domino's.
When it comes to the story, it's
all on you. Stay alive so your squad can redeploy.
I don't think I disagree too strongly with that.
Mark the remaining operators from that squad.
One thing that
Hunt
can't
them
be
down.
denied is the voice acting on the whole is really good. Kyle Crane specifically, who is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, fucking
Contract compromised. Stand down. Lost the supply cache locations. Contract pulled.
I still think he looks like a Dirk, however, but that may just be because we never get to see him outside of the main menu. Voice acting for the TRA agent is absolutely
Mark the rest of that squad on your tac map. Go get hunting.
The introduction has a lot
Gas
of
is moving.
However, there's frankly way too much information given to the player in such a short amount of time. As well, considering how long it will take the player to really get into the meat of the game, front-loading all of this backstory and context is basically them shooting themselves in the foot. One playthrough could easily last 3 hours, and almost none of what is said in this debriefing is ever shown or mentioned again.
Downtime.
I try to get myself into the game as much as I can early on, but this is way overboard. It's a shame, too, because the scene itself is really cool looking. The HUD all around the screen is eye-catching, and parachuting down into the city in first person is a phenomenal visual. In fact, all of this is so engaging, it might distract the player even further from this one-time exposition dump. Very odd. Amir sacrificing himself to save Crane and Jade at the onset is honestly really silly. We eventually find out that Amir himself was a GRE agent just like Crane, and considering that he'd been helping the tower for a while, I have no idea how he is this inept, to hold back a horde of zombies just to fall over and die. I get that he isn't a player character and thus isn't invincible, but come on. In regards to how the tower survivors talked to you early on, them calling the 31 seemed like it was going to be significant at some point. You're the 31st infected survivor, I would imagine anyway, so I was expecting to eventually see someone addressing a new guy as 33, then 34, maybe even continuing into the 40s. It's dropped pretty quickly and never gets addressed again. Anyway, one thing that's extremely odd is how, even though a big focal point of Crane's mission is to blend in, hiding his true purpose there, nobody asks him any questions. No one ever gets close to figuring it out. There isn't a moment in the story where his true identity is almost revealed to the people of the tower, only for him to talk his way out of it. Raheem has Crane's radio. Jade likely had some idea that Crane was in the areas where a parachute landed without an airdrop, so it would be out of the realm of
fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
Instead, Raheem hands over the radio no problem and continues to sulk about a person who was trapped on the 13th floor. He even says the guy may as well be trapped in a mine cave. That line gets more absurd once you figure out it's just one fucking zombie that's trapping him in here. Raheem also says they don't tolerate lazy assholes in the tower, and this general vibe of people assuming Crane is a freeloader is brought up a few times. I genuinely don't understand the sentiment at all. Raheem just said one of the things they do is rescue survivors.
Resurgence window is ending.
Crane just woke up from a near coma, and there are plenty of people in the tower who don't seem to do anything. Give Crane one of these rifles and let him stand in one place for 12 hours a day. Speaking
Ammo box here.
of course, one of them sent to deal with a single zombie on the 13th floor. Garbage tier later, my goodness. The guy who
Sale's
last
over. Adjusting prices.
insane. In this one cutscene, he has 5 times as many lines as
Gas is
the rest
closing
of the
in.
game. I'm of the opinion that this has to be leftover dialogue from a build of the game we didn't get, since he references doing favors for people around the tower to gain their approval, and says you might even find a woman to keep you warm at night.
Alright, your squad's in the safe zone.
He tackles, he turns his attention to the clipboard, never to look up again. If I went at this pace for the whole story, we'd be here another 2 hours, so I'm going to speed it up a bit and only discuss major elements that stuck out to me. The crux of Rise's argument about who Crane is as a person boils down to him being a puppet, a man who follows orders without thinking, but beyond this specific scene where Crane burns the Antizin, there isn't anything else in the story to support that idea. Is it fucking ridiculous that Crane wouldn't try to stash some of the Antizin somewhere in case something goes wrong? Yes, and it's also very convenient for the plot that this just so happened to be the very last Antizin drop forever, as the Ministry of Defense, plug and politics and blah blah blah. Seems utter
Be
ineptitude
advised,
on his
resurgence is no longer active.
Little
This is
sense
for
of fun
keeps.
to paint himself as a sheep. The very next time the GRE asks something of him that he's not a fan of, he says he won't do it.
Fuck you, asshole.
Rise is basing his entire argument on his knowledge that Crane is a GRE operative, and the fact that Crane did a few tasks for Rise without much pushback, which I'll remind everyone that he only did so he could help the people at the tower who likes medicine. I can understand Rise hating the GRE, but this philosophical
Enemy movement.
then. It also says nothing of the player, as these aren't decisions you have any control of.
Flush out.
If they were, and there were many more, and maybe he might have a point. Maybe he could have even subtly poked at the relationship between the player and the quest giver, and the idea that a player would do anything for the Instead, Rise is just a fucking madman who thinks he's so much smarter than everyone else. If it exists in this universe, I guarantee Rise will bring Rick and Morty.
Less than 10, we're still standing. Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better.
Likewise, the haphazard attempt at spinning this into a chaos versus order matchup doesn't land either. Neither character embodies their respective ideology. Crane isn't upholding some sacred code or oath or anything. He's been slaughtering Rise's men without hesitation when he needs to. If the side quests and extra open-world shenanigans are canon, far more often than not, he's been accepting insignificant races, gathering herbs and other random shit for people, and clearing out quarantine zones for his own benefit. Rise, as well, isn't truly promoting chaos. He has a faction that he's the head honcho of. He extorts payments from his clients. He makes examples out of people that go against him. He's a dictator, one that demands more order than Crane does. It's all batshit. I don't understand why they bothered with trying to hand the deeper themes if it was going to end up with what we have now. Likewise, I don't quite understand the motivations of the GRE either. I understand that they want to obtain the file that Rise has on them, as he has threatened to leak the information, which is why the GRE jammed the radios in the city. If the GRE, the Global Relief Effort, was just a front to research the virus in an attempt to weaponize it or sell it, why would they be the ones dropping relief aid to the survivors in the city? Why would they pretend that they were unaware of scientists and their working towards a cure? Rise was initially there to protect them so they could work on their research, so the GRE should be very aware that there could still be 2 scientists left in the city that might be conducting valuable research. Likewise, given that the GRE have been feeding Brecken's tower exclusively on where the airdrops will be, I have no idea why they would pretend they don't know which of the 2 factions in Haran Rise is associating with. Even though the GRE stuff was a bit heavy-handed, and constantly having to find a spot to talk to them got old very fast, the fact that the GRE informant is absent for a big chunk of the game is a real shame. Her dynamic with Crane was a lot more captivating than Crane's dynamic with Rise.
Enemies are dropping into the area.
As a character is very endearing, that his blend of alcoholical mess has the same issues as the healthy mess, where it seems like it would be something that is completed to help the city and impact humans. However, it does seem rather ridiculous that he goes ahead and he offers the gamers and even though everyone around him is not to. The fact that it doesn't change anything. The plan works, apparently. All the players have story quests and being forced to watch Raheem die in front of their eyes. There's no gameplay on it at all. The performance from Roger Craig Smith on this particular scene is fucking incredible, though. When I realized that Raheem was dead and I was going to have to see a melodramatic reaction from the screen, I was getting ready to grin. This felt like a real honest emotion.
Enemy soldier incoming. All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has
I'd like to point out that Rise is not his own man. Because they didn't restrain Crane enough, how the rest of Rise men don't view these unreal. This pit that you have to fight in for one of the storyline missions is fucking awful. I hated every second of it. The story mission as a whole seems restricted more than any other, and given that the story itself is free and doesn't work for at all.
Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Mark a drop point for your squad and lead them in.
If that is true, Kyle already said he would look at the file before deciding to put this.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
The fact that Crane was kept in the dark about the motivations of the GRE. It's just a cool premise. I guarantee if Crane had known the contents of the file, like Rise does, he wouldn't have gone along with the plan. Likely wouldn't have tried to
destroy it. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them.
In an attempt at, well, I don't quite know what Rise's motivations are beyond the chaos. This clashes with the ending pretty hard, since Rise's goal then becomes to bargain with the GRE so he can get an evac. Fucker had a warlord vacation for a few months, and now he wants to go home. What an utter sociopath. In this rescue scene, Crane is, frankly, a dumbass. Rise is obviously too dangerous to be kept alive. Obvious. Crane should have grabbed that gun and shot Rise in the head. Crane makes a similar mistake during the ending cutscene, but I'll get to that ending in a moment. After jumping from the pier and escaping, Crane wakes up next to Brecken at the pier.
We located the rest of them.
Obviously, as they can easily go to the tower afterwards without any problems. The airdrop was apparently stopped 36 hours ago as well. Further putting pressure on the player to hurry along with the story and travel to Old Town. It's absolutely bizarre then that you can stay in the slums forever. After this cutscene with Brecken ceases to exist. Anytime you visit the tower, you'll never be able to find it. carpet bomb the entire city. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it makes sense. However, given that the Ministry of Defense have clearly given a deadline to Green,
Another chance. Make it count.
They give me the wizard outfit.
The game doesn't acknowledge that time passing as canon. That, or simply don't know how to relate it as specific time deadlines so often. So, in an attempt at showing the world that there are still survivors in the city,
Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Moving in.
making a frowny face on a building. Capable of, I guess.
Squad mates back on station.
Is that a jet from the Ministry of Defense comes by moments later and erases their work. What a pointless and
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Speaking of a pointless waste of
Suppression mine destroyed.
all the way to the end of the story is pretty terrible. Jade gets captured. Crane thinks it's not a trap because it's not.
All squad members are in the
Come on, bro. 2 fucking shots.
He sneaks in, he kills a bunch of bad guys, and finds Jade randomly in her room.
squad is
It
down.
turns out she was
Stay alive to
infected,
bring 'em
and
back.
since Crane is also infected, Rise throws down 1 antigen shot and makes Crane choose who lives. Crane definitely chooses, but some shenanigans happen, then Jade shoots Crane the shot as she's being strangled. Rise claims that Crane getting isn't true. Crane made the choice.
Mark it down. Marking the rest of them.
This Crane was saying that they created this game, and I love so much about it. But this Crane
Confirmed, and we located the
I
rest
have
of
no
them.
idea how anyone could stay invested through all of this boring
Caliber ammo.
gameplay, especially considering the dialogue from Jade. She really said that it was time for Amir to go. Her next lines talk about how death is inescapable, and everybody will die at some point, and nothing will fix that. This is all philosophy 101 at best. It just makes me think the developers were trying way too hard to sound deep, but in the end had absolutely nothing to say. It's also not hard to counter what she's saying. Just because everyone is going to die at some point doesn't mean you should be okay with others dying too soon. Amir's death was pointless, like I've already stated.
The enemy's network.
The sacrifice of firecrackers on him, and they also had access to Crane's gun as well. Sacrifice for the sake of giving your death purpose is pointlessly destructive. Jade's sacrifice makes more sense, as Crane is the only one who would have some in with the Ministry of Defense. However, as far as Jade as a character, I legitimately can't wrap my head around caring for her. Not Crane, I can kind of get that, but the player. We just didn't get enough time with her.
We are returning you to the front.
Besides Raheem.
Earn this.
We already don't get to play the game alongside these characters every time you're given free reign of Crane.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
With Jade at the end. Many games don't interweave gameplay with narrative, so it isn't inexcusable or anything, but that it's
Destroy the target.
dialogue to do the heavy lifting. I played the entire game, and then watched the story multiple times on YouTube after the fact. Even still, I simply can't balance my attached to Jade. The only thing the two bond Raheem and Crane didn't get to do much together either, and the only thing Jade and Crane talk about are other characters or the mission. It all just strikes me as a pretty weak attempt at trying to give the story more depth by having the only woman relevant for most of the story die for the player. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that Crane exists, but everything surrounding Jade just seems absurd. She seems much more competent than
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
She trusts Crane far
This nigga fucking sucks.
You've got reinforcements inbound.
I'd like to point out that this did bite her in the ass, as if someone else were to get
Gas is closing in.
they likely wouldn't have fucking burned it in a garbage can.
Flush out.
Raheem Crane. Getting the tissue samples from the doctor, would Raheem legally have to the fact that she was totally fine with the losers of herself saying them up on the walls and the computer strikes me as very odd as well. I think an easy character building moment would have been to show
back on station. Go get after it.
The dream sequence if the writers wanted to, about having no purpose and all of that. All of this is to say, Jade as a character and her actions
Enemy soldier incoming.
progression were a pretty big failure. The only thing she managed to do was die as the protagonist and raise one of baby's first philosophical congratulations. It's fine, I guess, but if anything, it just proves my point from earlier. The only way this is difficult or climactic in any way is because your equipment has been stripped from you again. Crane killing Tahir under the mentality that Tahir isn't a loose end to leave untied is pretty rich. Maybe he should have extended it towards Rise, then Jade wouldn't be dead. Kyle getting his message
Enemy locked us out of their network. You missed your chance.
Let me see these plates. What the fuck?
Carpet around the city is utterly fucking ridiculous.
Stand by
Why
for
do they keep
redeployment.
pulling this? Where things are done in the nick of time when no time doesn't matter? It's immersion shattering beyond belief. The final confrontation with Rise is in a way good and in another way stupid. On one hand, I am happy they elected not to have a traditional boss encounter with Rise, as I have no idea how they could have made that work. On the other hand, the job. Of course, Crane is a white meets baby face with no object permanence or capacity for overlooking, and decides not to. I will admit, one particular punchline was incredible.
Go get your revenge.
In the end, Crane
Get ready, resurgence window is about to close.
Managed to prolong the inevitable and introduce a lot more risk to the situation. Crane turning down the helicopter is noble, opting to stay in the city with the precious virus data as it will prevent the TRE from bombing the place. The game then ends
Got gas moving in.
Not even going up.
is within reach. Considering that Dying Light 2 exists, I think he's a big fat phony. Regardless of how you feel about the overall story, there's really no difference.
I just said nothing going on.
Perhaps this could be viewed as the game contextually allowing players to play around and around forever. Either way, if you're the type of person who likes to play the game through once and move on, Dying Light doesn't end on a high note. Thankfully, there's the DLC, The Following, which picks up seemingly not too far in the future from where we left off. The tower is running out of antizin, which, I mean, okay, I guess, they already were, but now it's super serious. That being the case, when a man comes in rambling about a nearby countryside that supposedly has a group of infected survivors that are immune, Lena tells Crane he has to go there to check it out. We never see or hear from Bracken in all of this, further cementing his status as a garbage leader. In his defense, Rahim and Jade both died actively, so maybe he's transitioned his leadership role to somebody else. The opening cliffside platforming of The Following is mystifying. Is Techland not aware that players will have and abuse the grappling hook at this point? I had to go out of my way to drop I think if I know they could assume the player has the grappling hook.
Squad mates redeploying. Supply crates are restocked. Advise you load up now.
The main gimmick of this DLC is the driving, and even though the controls feel good and the first-person perspective is hell, its inclusion goes against some of the strongest qualities of Dying Light. The Hangman's hardcore movement system is at the heart of the game, yet in The Following, you'll more often than not be driving around in your buggy. You are able to engage with the tried and true mechanics like before in small villages and one decently sized town.
This nigga running full sprint towards me and still end up killing me.
In The Following, it means driving around, sometimes running into zombies, fences, or scarecrows, all while pulling the map up.